Hello, everybody. And I know it's not lunch yet. You should all have a little bit more energy, but let's pick up the energy. OK, my name's Chintan. I'm Senior Director of Engineering at Coinbase. I'm here to tell you one thing. Stop adopting AI. Before we get there, just a quick background. Grew up in the Bay Area. Went to UCLA. Any Bruins in the house? Oh, come on. Really? Sorry you guys didn't get in. That's fine. I had a fun career. I built a lot of things, solved for problems at global scale. I moved bits and bytes over the air at Qualcomm. I moved physical cars everywhere on Earth at Uber. Right now, I'm focused on moving value to any human on Earth using blockchains. And so I've been, over the last 4 years, really been focused on building out Coinbase Wallet, building out the Base app, and leading AI acceleration at Coinbase. Proof of work, 2025 has been pivotal for me. I think it's probably been pivotal for many people, in fact. We've all dusted off our rusty coding skills. We've been more inspired than ever to build, right? Many times my ICs are telling me we should demote you to IC because of the wild shit you're building. But I think, in fact, I believe being a builder is the best goddamn promotion you could ask for. So proof of work is here. Like everyone, spent the credit card bills on a ton of token usage. But it took a lot of effort and a game plan to get here. And so, where are we today, right? We all hear it. We all hear AI is going to change everything. That's why we're here. But maybe it hasn't changed anything for you yet. It's a mess, right? You have a legacy code base. You're not vibe coding your company in an hour, right? You have real users. You have compliance legal mandates. You have a CI pipeline that's like absolute trash. It takes 40 minutes to fail, so you can start all over again. And you just spend all day long dealing with cross-functional stakeholders. Yes, it's messy. It's complex. I get it. But these aren't reasons. These are all excuses. And right now, the stakes are really high. They couldn't be higher, in fact. It's adapt or die. It's survival. Velocity, in my opinion, is the only moat that matters. And AI is truthfully going to move faster than you. I want to be really clear. We aren't vibe coding at Coinbase. I see you, Aaron. I want to be really clear. We aren't vibe coding at Coinbase. We have really strict review processes, security guardrails, and lots of rules in place that require human oversight to merge code. But the thing that matters the most is how we have actually accelerated the way we work by using AI. So right now, 20% of our commits are actually coming from ambient agents. And we realized this earlier. North Star, we set this goal last March. Time from intent to prod happening in less than 4 hours. That sounds insane. And we're talking about a mobile app, not a website. That's insane to go from, hey, I got this problem, I got this bug, I need a fix, to in the user's hand, pushed via OTA update in less than 4 hours. And you cannot accomplish this without AI and without changing the way you work. And we did. In the last year alone, everything changed for us. And we've been obsessing about it. We went from 8 days from a ticket to a PR down to 12 minutes. Time to merge code went from 168 hours to 16. We have a lot of room to go still. And time to push stuff to users from ticket to prod went from basically 8 days to about 1.7 days. This is for a mobile app on Android and iOS. And we saw a path. We saw new models emerge. We saw new tools. We saw new ways of working. It all led to step changes for the teams. And like everyone, right, you're on Twitter. You see it. Everyone is excited about Claude. Everyone's excited about the new tools. That's great. You should be. We were too. But the second we saw that, we started pushing new ways of working with those tools. We moved on to very quickly every new advancement that was possible. And what we are focused on at Coinbase is really right now agent coordination and ambient agents for everyone, not just opening up Claude and Cursor to get shit done faster and write for loops faster. And that's what you want, I'm sure. You want everyone on your team to be an AI native engineer. Amazing. And we saw devs make this progress. We saw folks feel this problem. But we just wanted it to be faster. And you may be feeling that same problem. And you roll out a new powerful AI tool, Epic. You give it to everybody on your team. Awesome. Yay. You went through the security rigmarole, but crickets. Devs don't care. You got a few diehards who love it, but 95% of your team is still just doing it the same old way. What gives? Why is that? Why wouldn't your devs want these superpowers? And yes, you've probably heard, hey, I get it. I should use AI. I'm just waiting for the models to be better. I want to tell you something. AI isn't stupid. The way you work is. And the craft of engineering is going to change. And this is not some 5-year slide deck plan. We've been obsessing about this for the last 12 months. And if your team is really working the same way it was 12 months ago, you're dangerously behind. And the goal is to change the game of work. And that's why you should stop adopting AI and actually change the way you work. And to do that, and that's what I'm going to talk about, you have to accept a certain set of truths. And it can be blind, or it could be grounded in reality. And I can say these truths have all manifested properly. We have been thinking about this for over a year. Foundational models will only get better. Today is literally the worst that any model out there will be. AI will absolutely outpace you, and they will get better faster than you can react to it. Showing is 100x better than telling, and you will work in ways that are never possible before. Just embrace it. Every way you work today was never designed to be AI first. And there is absolutely no single perfect tool. Don't waste time trying to pick the perfect cursor thing, Claude thing, this new AI code review tool, et cetera. Just try it. Because you will see what works, you will see what sticks, and eventually you will get to Valhalla, which is working better and faster. So how do we do this? First thing, just stop measuring adoption. I'm serious. Solve real problems. Don't measure lines of code, for God's sake. You will see that you will have people in your company spending endless hours coming up with new metrics to measure AI adoption, to go tell finance that it's worth the money. The only thing that matters is how the teams are using it and the fact that they're changing the way they work. They will come up with, hey, look, AI is working. But one of the biggest impediments to AI acceleration is actually measuring it. I know that sounds weird. I know that's a paradox. But the second you start measuring AI in traditional ways, you change the incentive structure. It shifts from accelerating work to and accelerating yourself and solving problems. It shifts away from that to how do I maximize the lines of code to put out? I want to make everyone think I'm using AI. And that's not the goal. So we moved away from all that. We just purely focused on, purely focused on token usage. Token usage is like just a general proxy. It gets the job done, and it doesn't talk about the way you use AI. It's just looking at the fact that people are trying it and building that muscle, like getting reps in at the gym. And then we shifted immediately to solving problems in bottlenecks. So you can't sell the tool. You need to sell the relief. And you can't send a company-wide memo and expect people to be excited. Like, who's done that? Who's sent that memo to the teams like, guys, we need to use AI. Gals, we need to use AI. No one? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. OK, I know people with their smile and laughter, you are the people who sent it. But you can't mandate excitement. You have to manufacture holy shit moments. You've got to show your team something so ridiculously powerful they can't ignore it. How do you do that? You show, you don't tell. Stop telling. Your devs will push back. Nobody wants to hear, hey, you got to use AI. And by the way, it's going to replace you. Nobody wants a tool to type for loops faster. And what devs hear is, great, now I can write shitty code faster. Your developers are amazing. They want to build. That's awesome. I want to build too. But this fundamentally requires a change in the approach. It requires a change in your mindset and behavior. So you have to show, not tell. And the way we started approaching this is we started doing these things called speedruns. I opened up Cursor. I forced myself to use it every single day, well before anyone else was. I was putting up, my goal was one bug, one fix every single day until I couldn't take it anymore. And that gave me enough context to now then kick off speedruns. And the way we did these speedruns, literally, this whole story about devs pushing back, not getting ready for AI, yeah, I'll get to it, the models are not good enough, it all writes shitty code anyways, we just forced it. We brought 800 engineers onto a Google Meet and said, everyone is going to put up a PR, and here's the way to do it. And it doesn't matter how simple the PR is or complex, you're just going to do it. And in 15 minutes, we had 500 PRs put up. we also broke GitHub. We've broken GitHub, our GitHub Enterprise instance, we've taken it down 4 times this year because of how much we're pushing. But then, how do you generate virality? How do you show, not tell? We literally have a culture, just countless channels of AI Slack, where everyone is encouraged to post about the stuff they're doing, the unlock they made, how they resolved their entire on-call rotation with Datadog MCPs. It is constant push, better than Twitter, of the best of what you can do with AI. And now when people even ask questions, and you can see, I know it's small, it says, hey, can Claudebot access external public repos? We just answer questions with agents. And you can see someone asks the question, you just say, agent, go answer this person's question. It needs to become something reflexive. One of the coolest, like, holy shit things we did, we do a lot of in real life dogfooding, a lot of product testing. I'm sure you do that. If you're not, you really should be doing that to make your products better. But one of the hardest things when you get a bunch of people in real life is listening to that feedback, then like memorizing it, seeing it, screenshots of where the bug was, what the video is, trying to like just remember all of that. And then you got to go back and write notes. Then you got to go back and like file a ticket. Then you got to go back and like find some engineers to work on it, get it into sprint planning, blah, 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 coordination overhead all day long. So we were rapidly trying to launch Base App. And I decided, I was like, what's the easiest way to capture user feedback? Just listen to them. So I built a tool. It took like 4 hours. It's a little mobile app. You can see it on the right. You just hit record. And while you are listening to live customer feedback as they're playing with your app, it's capturing all the audio and video. And then it pushes it to an LLM that has a system prompt to extract bugs. And then it takes every single bug, pushes it into linear automatically, and an agent picks up that work automatically and puts up a fix. And we went from customer feedback to a fix ready for review in 10 minutes flat, something that took days to weeks to figure out. That's the holy shit stuff you should be doing. And you should be building tools to make you work faster. But how do you actually do that, right? Your devs are busy. I hope they're busy. They should be building. You need to hire a super builder. This was the single highest ROI thing we did. It all starts with a new role, a new playbook. And we called it super builder. And the idea here is actually really, really simple. But it changes everything. You hire one developer to start. Their entire job, their only job, is to create new super builders. Whether that is making your existing devs better and graduating the super builder status, or more super builders as agents. And you hire this person, and they are an internal force multiplier. And we had this person just absolutely focus ruthlessly and obsessively on how to unleash productivity. And we ended up reaching 50x faster velocity. And so we launched the role. We literally, that is the title of the person in Slack. We created a new role called super builder. And it is the single greatest unlock you can think of because it allows your developer, the super builder, to focus on velocity as the product. What do you notice here? Their job is not to work on the product. It's to work for the team. They build sandboxes. They make everything go faster. They experiment. They have infinite budget, and they have full agency to break every existing workflow you can imagine. And it's important to separate that out from your core team, because your core team is busy. Is busy with all this coordination overhead and shipping stuff and fixing bugs that you're ultimately going to fix anyways. And so because of that, the job has also changed. And the job has changed in a way where, honestly, you should celebrate the slop. For years, everyone has worked endlessly and tirelessly to improve their craft. And that's critical. That's how you become a great engineer. That's how you understand systems. That's how you build great product. And the old mindset, though, is to have pride in handcrafted code. And what we've learned over the last year is the amount of time spent doing actual software development will go to 0. You will delegate that. The time spent actually doing hard engineering then should go up 100x so you solve those problems. And so the new mindset is focused on speed and outcomes. And I'm putting this example. I know it's small, but on the way here, so last night I was thinking, I generally have a setup of 3 cursor agents running, about 4 to 5 Claude Code instances running. I use them for different things, like one for operating system stuff, like just day-to-day work, one for writing code, bugs, and even prototyping stuff. But then I took a step back and I was like, man, I have a lot of agents to orchestrate. And so last night, I just was like, what's a new UX I could build to see all the work that's in flight, where it's blocked, that I'm coordinating? So I just vibe coded this mission control. It's dumb. It's simple. I have no regrets in doing it. I know it's going to be throwaway work, but it was an idea to get out there. I showed it to the team this morning. And a bunch of people were like, wait a minute, this is dope. How can I try this? And they're not looking at the design. The design sucks here. They're thinking of the idea, of the unlock of the speed of taking an idea and manifesting it into something people can play with. Cool. All right, so we have a super builder. We need to celebrate the slop. But the key thing here is, if you look at the way you work today, context is scattered everywhere. And you have things in Jira, you have things in Linear, you have things in Slack, you have things in Docs, you have verbal communication, you have meeting recordings, et cetera. And you know what this fragmentation does? It just completely lobotomizes and neuters your ability to use AI. Context is everything. You all know this. You use AI. Context is everything. And if your specs are in a Google Doc, your team is chatting in Slack, bug reports are in Jira, how are you going to orchestrate this? One of the biggest pushes we made was to just pick a place where context lives. For us, it's Linear. Linear is a great tool. There are other great tools out there. But the mandate, if you want work done, it sits in Linear. And why? It's because it makes that context available to all agents and anyone else working on it. And just bringing the context into place allows everyone to get on the same page, including your agentic harnesses. Cool. But now, you're figuring out this fragmentation. You've gotten this PR velocity increased, but you need to zoom out for a second, because you want to try new AI tools, or you need to go meet with a cross-functional stakeholder, or you need to go through legal or compliance or regulatory, or even just get something approved. There is this massive amount of bottleneck and coordination overhead that still exists at your company. And honestly, your devs aren't slow at your company. You have to zoom out. And this could sting a little, but it's the truth that a lot of leaders should be taking seriously and listening to. The bottleneck isn't the developer. It's not their skill. It's the entire slow, clunky system of meetings and approvals and red tape that you need to break through. And if you just think about a developer's day, it's a fragmented, chaotic mess. If you've ever just taken a look what your devs are doing, how many PRs they're putting up per day, per week, right? You will see probably in your internal data, they've hit a ceiling. That ceiling is probably 1 to 4 PRs per day, per dev, per week. Why? They check Slack, they wake up, they got to go to stand-up, they got to talk about status. Oh, God, OK. But status is already captured in Linear. They have to update some ticket. Maybe they get a 90-minute window of actual work before they're pulled into a, can we have a quick sync? Meeting pops up. Their capacity isn't limited by their ability. It's capped by the game of work. And you know what the fragmentation does. It neuters AI. What we've done internally is we've effectively killed stand-ups. If you want status, just ask Linear. There's agents for that. If you want something done, just ask Linear. There's agents for that. The game of, can we do this? Should we do this? Who's available to fix this? When should we ship this? All of that goes away. All of this humans pretending to be systems in Slack is gone, because you just delegate it out to agents, because agents have the context. We've killed our meeting culture. We've killed the amount of coordination overhead by over 90%. It just gives devs the ability to do deep work. OK, but then how do you measure success? Great. We fixed all these things. You got a super builder. You made things faster. Love it. Success isn't clean. It's not a clean dashboard. It's not some lovely dashboard where the metric goes up, number goes up. It's actually a bunch of broken systems. That's OK. That's good. If you are not seeing broken systems, you're not doing this right. Why? Because your systems were never designed for AI in the first place. So the funny part is, when you start getting things right, shit will break. They're going to break in a good way. You're going to unlock your devs. They are going to fire up insane volumes of PRs. Then they will be unhappy with how long it's taking for code review. Fine. Fix that problem. Then they will start saying, God damn, CI/CD is broken. Everything's failing. Tests are always failing. Flaky tests all the time. You'll fix that problem. You're going to 10x every single bottleneck you have until the system works. And you know what? It's a chance to throw out all the old metrics that you've been using to measure stuff, because none of that matters. The only thing that matters is time to action. How fast can you go from intent to prod? And you have to change that game of work. So everything we've done over the last year has taken those truths to heart and assumed everything's going to get better from the model perspective, but really it's the game of work we need to change. And this is not about just fixing bugs. Like, in the last quarter, we've saved 24K dev hours. How? We built out this agentic harness. We brought the ability to do work where people are doing work. For us, at Coinbase, it's inside Slack. That's where the conversations happen. So when someone has an idea, it's not, can I do this? It is, I'm just doing it. You can just do things. And the agentic harness we built, we couldn't use off-the-shelf stuff just because a lot of security requirements we have. It just sits in Slack. And you go from user-reported bug to in prod immediately. But this harness, these agents we've built, not only just fix code and write code. It allows devs to debug issues on the fly. Devs are parallelizing 10, 15 agents to get work done faster. It allows us to just come up with new ways of working that we've never tried before. And the biggest aha for me was when, just like Boris at Anthropic used Claude to build Claude for Work, we used our own agent to build our agent. And the most fascinating thing is when you ask the agent to do something, and the actual author, the developer of the whole agentic harness, is like, shit, I didn't know the agent could do that. And you start just unlocking. You have to push the needle. You have to be reflexive about the way you use AI. And so you know you're doing this right when you start seeing these behaviors. Default build, not, hey, PM, can I build this? Should I build this? You just build it. That's it. And you're landing each other's PRs. We see this new emergent behavior where human coordination goes faster. So you start a PR, cool, that's great. You're waiting, you're doing something else, you get pulled into something else, another eng takes it over, but they're all doing this via agents. So that human coordination gets faster because of agents, and it's great. Senior eng are running teams of agents, humans and agents, up to like 10 to 15 agents at a time, and now we are seeing these 24/7 build cycles. Teams wake up, they fire off 10 to 15 different agents to get work done, and then they go heads down on deep, deep, complex work. And what you want is not AI adoption. You want a cultural change. You want to change the game of work. And you'll start seeing small agent-first teams. You'll push with speedruns. People will be doing their own speedruns. We have our entire product organization doing speedruns for how to build better with AI. And then you'll start unlocking these new interesting concepts like human roadmaps and agent roadmaps. And we actually have parallel roadmaps. So we have just a whole set of work that's suitable for agents. Suitable, like right now we think agents are probably like, like low to mid-level engineers, right? Like earlier in their career. They can do some complex stuff, but you don't want to one-shot that. We know their capabilities. And so we build out a completely parallel roadmap just for agents to push work. And you have to push that mindset change. And so I just want to wrap it up. Like, we're not devs, we're not coders, we are AI itself. Like, you're designing an entire system. The tools, the process, the culture, where humans and agents work together. They should be working faster. But it leaves us with one of the most important questions I've been grappling with all of last year, which is AI is this incredible tool. It unlocks speed. It destroys friction. But if your company's culture is fundamentally built on bureaucracy, on endless meetings, on asking for permission, there is no tool that can save you. And AI is not that tool. The technology is here. You have to change the game of work. So if you want to find me, I'm on Twitter. I say lots of things about crypto, lots of things about AI, or I am sitting behind a fuck ton of monitors running my agents. Hopefully this was helpful. I think there's so much to do with AI. But the core point here is like adoption is not the goal. You need to change the game of work. Because the game of work has existed for so many years. And that game of work was not designed for AI. So thank you.